It feels like just yesterday when LeBron James was entering his rookie season, becoming one of the most talked about high school players in the league's history. It almost feels like yesterday when LeBron was picked first overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers. And oh boy, did he start off strong. When LeBron James joined the NBA, he could score 25 points against a good defense. I mean that literally. His first game as a pro was on October 29, 2003, against the Sacramento Kings, and got 25 points. It wasn't the highest scoring debut in NBA history.
Half of our NBA Wednesday doubleheader on ESPN is set to go. Hugs all around. He'll get his indoctrination quick enough.
Wilt holds that record and many others, but it was and still arguably is the best performance ever by an 18-year-old. It was more than enough to live up to the enormous expectations for the #1 pick in the 2003 NBA draft. It's true that James had already shown a lot of what he did that first night in Sacramento at St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio. There, he was one of the most decorated and talked about prep players of all time. As a sophomore, LeBron was compared to Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, and Magic Johnson. High expectations right from the start. Before his senior year of high school, he was called the Chosen One and hailed as Michael Jordan's likely successor. Imagine being compared to the GOAT and eventually surpassing him in many ways.
Well, it's a different game, a different atmosphere today. And today, we're playing the #1 team in the country. And I don't think it was no pressure for our team. I think it was more pressure for the fans, to come in here. We lost the last 2 years, and we just wanted to come here and get a victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's LeBron James for you. There's a clear difference between visualizing things and actually doing them. It took a long time. From his first one-dribble baseline pull-up to the shot that put him ahead of Abdul-Jabbar to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer. But the best part is, he can score in every way possible. James has worked hard to improve his game all over the court, taking ideas from the best. During any game, he might shoot the fadeaway from the post that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant made famous.
Named after a famous French artist. Look at this! Again pulling up!
Wait a minute, LeBron, wait a minute, time out.
He did it the other day.
Does he realize how much time is on the clock?
Look where the players are looking. They're going over to the logo and they're just putting down the spot.
Or try a logo three-pointer like Stephen Curry, or do the dream shake that Hakeem Olajuwon taught him. LeBron has made baskets in every way possible, said Doc Rivers, the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Rivers has also coached the Orlando Magic, the Boston Celtics, and the Los Angeles Clippers. He recently ran into James in Los Angeles and joked, "I think you scored at least 10,000 of these points against one of my teams." He said that James told him that those Celtics points were the hardest damn points he's ever had to score. You wanted to take LeBron's right hand away when he first started playing. You would actually sag off and give him shots. Then he started taking the ball in both directions, which made it harder to guard him. Then he's also got the game in the middle. One of the best defenders in the league, Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat, said that James was like a computer. That's a funny reference, right? But an accurate one. He was almost machine-like in his game, never missing a good shot. What's interesting is that scoring isn't the only thing he's good at. Some say LJ's a better passer than a scorer. James' ability to pass is often more important than his ability to score.
I had a moment there, but I don't think it's really hit me on what just transpired. As much as I tried to live in the moment, it was kind of a blur. But looking back there and seeing my guys back there and
Golden State forward Draymond Green said he never planned to score more than anyone else. The way LeBron plays, no one has ever thought of him as a scorer. That's more impressive than anything else, I think. In December, James moved past Magic Johnson to move into 6th place on the list of all-time assists. In January, he moved past Mark Jackson and Steve Nash to move into 4th place. Jeff Green played with LeBron James on the Cavaliers in 2017 and 2018. He said that James' passing let him get a lot of buckets. James has only ever led the league in assists once in 2019 and 2020. But Eric Spoelstra, who coached James on the Heat teams that won 2 championships, said he thought James could have done it whenever he wanted. Some people think that James' most important play wasn't even on offense. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, said that it's not the points he scored that are memorable. In the finals, it's his chase down block on Andre. We all remember that, don't we? When it's crunch time, the GOAT shows up. It feels like a grown man playing among kids. James averaged less than 3 8 3-point shots per game in his first season. Last season, he averaged 8 a game. Talk about improvement! This shows that he was willing to go with the flow when the NBA started putting more emphasis on 3-point shots. Keeping his legs is also a sign that he's getting older in a graceful way. Abdul-Jabbar didn't miss many games because of injuries, and James didn't miss many games because of injuries until the last few years with the Lakers. James is known for being very careful about what he eats and how much he works out. This has helped him extend his career and stay at the top of the NBA long after most players retire. Gooden said, "Now that he has done that, he can play with kids even though he's an adult. As James' game has moved towards the edge of the court, his drives to the basket, which often lead to foul shots, have become less common. Instead, he has improved as a shooter, scoring more points from 3-point range. Still, Silver said that the sheer force of his dunks had always impressed him. In 2012, when James was playing for the Heat, he dunked over Chicago's John Lucas III, who is 5 feet 11 inches tall.
Another dunk. It was a dunk-a-thon Friday night. They're starting it again here this afternoon. What a great pass.
It happened so quickly that I didn't realize he had jumped over him until I saw it on the Jumbotron. A timeout was called, and the crowd went crazy. There's one thing that fascinates me a lot. LeBron's athleticism is remarkable. James has spent his entire career making once-in-a-lifetime athleticism look very much normal. No wonder we weren't surprised by his 61-point game against the Hornets in 2014, and his 56-point game against Curry and Golden State last season. Not to mention the fact that he has scored at least 40 points against every NBA team, which seems to blend together. But James's greatness is anything but accidental. He has been a sign of steady power for decades, just like Abdul-Jabbar was. When James joined the league right out of high school, he did so with a level of hype that had never been seen before. He had been on the front of Sports Illustrated before. The games he played in high school were shown on national TV. LeBron James is the best NBA player who has ever lived. We can all agree on that. Michael Jordan might be remembered as the better player, but James is much more athletic. Even if LeBron stopped jumping at all, he would still be an arguable GOAT. He's that smart, that unique, and that good. James is really great though, because he's used his athleticism to its fullest and become the most versatile player in the game. James' ability to play defense in transition, finish in traffic, and hang in the air to make plays for others show how versatile he is on the court. All this has paid off. You can now easily say he's the GOAT. There's a difference between thinking from the heart and from the brain, to look at facts or to look at bias. If you choose the right options in this context, then the only answer is that Bron is the GOAT. There's no denying Michael Jordan is one of the greatest, but James surpasses him in every sense. I don't have a nostalgia bias, and so neither should you. If LeBron lacks in any aspect of the game of basketball, he makes it up with his fitness and athleticism. And if you top it off with the knowledge and presence he holds in the court, then there's no debate left, and that's that. What do you think of LeBron's evolution through his career? See you in the next one.